It's a beautiful morning. Why is it a beautiful morning? Test day. So I already gave out the title defense locations of the rebellion. I couldn't wait. You know, it's one of those things like, I want to tell them what's going on. So through calculations. But congratulations, everybody. It's graduation day for the rebellion and the GFL. So you guys deserve everything you do. I'm proud of you on so many level systems. But now we get serious in all level system. To understand how it is when we get in position locations at all levels, when more in memory location, it's all about space and time. It's all levels of sequence and everything calculation. So I've set things up in quadrant line center. Now, everybody's in position when you wake up the high system. You automatically become a galactic squad recruiter. Okay, let's not get confused. In that position locations, you're in 100 truck line center. Anybody that comes on the test line position locations, which I'm holding every month, will go automatically to 114 chakras. Okay, to make that very well clear. This is an expansion that's going to explode in position locations. It's already done through equation, but this is the high rise when we come into level systems. Okay, the rebellion is set line center location of already in sequence of 144,000 line positions. They are now home in calculations. They will be in transfer communications into program locations of 10,000 years in the future foundation. Everything in the GFLs will be in 5,000 position locations. And the center core line centers of all levels of the galactic squad of one position line centers will be 1,000 line position foundation locations, and all level position locations of the galactic squad vector core in division line center of 2 will be in 2,000 foundation location positions. All right, you have your reporting assignments and your calculation modification system. Now it's all given all levels of you through assessment to its calculations. Congratulations. All right, so this is how it's going to be set up in calculation. All right. So there's a lot of things you have to understand. Foundations comes from everything in calculation. Now, how everything is set up the quadrant level system, how everything's set up through vector coordinate system, how everything's set up through recruiting line center. Everybody has a title defense. Now that title defense represents you through the heart system. That's the positions that everybody has. Okay, security measures that protect the location, protect line centers, anything your teleportation line positions. Your job is just to understand how to get into the recurrence of who you are, right? Seek and you will find who you are through truth. And that's what this is all about, surfacing to you through calculation. So basically, this is how it's set up to all of a system location. All right. Now, everything in the ground line center. Okay, there's 3 practical systems. Okay, you got the galactic squad. Okay, equals recruiter line positions. Right away, you're in the ground line center. Your job is to hold the ground system. Everything position locations. Now I have the galactic force team. I went in foundations first time. They are position locations of area sector line centers, of recruiter line centers, of roguing. They rogue line center, but they stay at the outline position. Right, but there's still an alliance. There's 4 alliances here. Okay, so one holds the ground, one holds the atmospheres, which is the GFLs, and everything to all levels of the rebellion holds space. That's how it calculates all levels of the diamond. Keeping center line center and interference location, this program locations, this sets division locations to its Earth perception, okay, of the sector core. It opens up all system line conditions, all right? So it comes into the GFL, but they're in the inner line center of light communication, light codes, light track, light connections, all digital framing, all digital code line connections, right? That's the calculation of the GFLs. And everything through the rebellion, okay, is now leaders of the Force Alliance, okay, equals operation. You guys are now operators, okay? So you got your title of defense and all levels of vector coordinate quadrant line center, okay? So that's all set up in sequence. Now, in position locations, you guys sent me structures, all right? We'll go into that position locations. Now, there's a lot of structures that you sent to me, which is very powerful through God connections. I'm going through templates, timeline centers, everything through messages, interference, line conditions. All right, in calculation, line conditions. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to show you structures. It's all about high position locations, C calculations. This is from Airbender. Okay. Calculation modification line conditions. We're trying to understand what's going on, how it's set up position location. All right. So the higher you go, the more you get into structure. All right, so I'm just going to whip through a lot. There's a lot of pictures here. We got a lot of things going on today. So I'm just going to whip through all these line conditions and show you the pictures and calculations. All right. So that's Chris. Okay, it's all through structure. All right. So it's knowing exactly what you're doing through calculation through drawings. Okay. Understand calculation is all about understanding. See how I'm getting solar graph line centers, making sure they're set up through vector core communication cycles. Rotation system, position locations, calculation line conditions, right? This is very powerful. Check this out. All right. That's from communication line center to all level system line conditions. So it's amazing how we structure location and positions. All right. See that? It's all level system. Hopefully you can see it through calculations. Now this is high rise of communications of shapes. How everything sets up in position locations and calculations. All right. It's amazing how we see these things location. All right. Everybody knows their structure, but I'm just showing you how powerful it is when you go to higher levels, why it's so important to have structure. Structure gives you balance. This puts you into force position locations all levels, right? When it comes into your life. It's about balancing your life. That's what this is all about. So I just wanted to show you all levels to that position. All right. Now I set up 3 structural line centers for you guys for the Rebellion and the GFLs. The GFAs, after today, are going to be the GFL line center. Yeah, you got your title defense locations. DM me if you forget them. All right, in calculation. All right, so it's set up position line system. Okay, now we got 3 structure locations. The GFA are going to go through the structures that the Rebellion set up, structures and formulas into one cycle. Now you guys have to have the 3 structure line centers of time frames. 144, 344, and 944 is all set in sequence. You can have all 3 in division, or you can have all 3 in one position. You saw the structures that you're going to go through. But the problem is you don't know what structure you're going to go through. You have to identify afterwards, set it in bracket tone, and know exactly which one you went through the Rebellion Alliance and the GFL that's set up. The GFA is going to go through the tunnel position that's set up through structural locations of codes. All right. That alone is a test of memory that's already set in position, location, of proactive line conditions. All right. So that's important. So you have to understand. Okay. So as we set the structural line conditions, we go in the track center. Track center, space line, position, location calculations. All right. I set into the core line center structure positions. Now, when I set the code line positions, okay, all levels are going to be in a track center. Now, track center is treated as center structural location division. All right. So we go into 3 line center. Okay. 3 bracket interference location division line positions equals allocate time of vector core line position. Okay, it's going to get a little bit confusing. Now, like an line connection line interference position location at GFA. Okay, calculations. Now, the thing is, I'm not going to high rise the GFAs to the GFLs line position locations of 114 until they understand structure better. Once you understand structure better, you high rise faster. All right, that's the total defense location to its connection of balance. All right, so it's set up through equation to quad line center and positions. All right. 3-dimensional line conditions equals line conditions of vector core line conditions. GFA, okay, and calculation line conditions of structure, okay, equals Rebellion, okay, in position, okay, in calculation line conditions. All right, that's all set up in 3 line center. Vector core line center equal all position locations GFA equals system line conditions all levels into the Rebellion. Structure interference line position locations. In position line conditions, 3 qubit line centers. Let's start off with the 144. All right, so the 144 is set up position. There you go. 144, high system location. There it is. All right. Now, I'm going to press the button location, right? The GFAs are going to travel through the Rebellion structures. All right, here we go. 20 minutes, have fun. That's how you set up a code signal, location of its positions. You can draw anything through vector core line center, but as long as you understand, you have to have the yin and the yang through structure and formula to all code signal. 20 minutes, have fun. The GFAs are going through the rebellion structures, the set position locations. First track is 144. Then we're going to go to another platform, which is 344. And then we're going to go to another platform, which is 944. Okay? So individually line position location calculations. Now, afterwards, the GFA have to bracket and know exactly which structure they went through the rebellion alliance. Okay? I'm going to get some water. Be right back. Okay. Plug-in line centers. I need my earphones and tape for test. Extremely accelerated line center interference. Program location series calculations as all levels because the GFLs is going to go high position line centers right after today after class. So it's pretty interesting how we go into higher levels of structure. The avatar reaches higher positions. This is where you can manifest things quicker through your abundance. That's what the structure is all about. Structures you through travel. Okay. All right. So I'm going to set the high line center structure to locations of 344. All right. Now, as we get into this, we go into a higher level system through structure line connections. All right, let's go into the same line connection as space. All right, so we're going to set up the 344 position location and calculations. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to change that structure to higher line center. Position location is higher level system location. Same position location line connection. Okay, we start over this position. We start here in calculation. Okay, equals diamond core. Okay, slash second. The second line condition interference location information system. Info. Okay. Equation. Right. Time. Okay. Equals 344. Okay. Vector slash 6. Now, a vector slash 6 line condition is a higher program projected location of the moon. It's set in sequence locations, allocate time system, right? Code signal line center interference in position locations. This is the second structure into position location of 344, right? 50 minutes. Have fun. All right. So know exactly which one you're going through. As the GFA is going through these plateaus of different structures, bracket line center, know exactly which structure you went through that the rebellion set up. Okay. So don't get confused with that. All right. It's important to understand that calculation. But that's how it's set up. Okay. So, all right. Let's see your calculation line conditions. Modify signals. Oh, I got a lot of instruction line center location here. Now I can go through the pictures because you guys are actually going with that condition. So I can go through more structures. Yeah, hold on a sec. Let me make sure I get them all. Okay. I got Terran structure. Let's go through that. Okay, so he's got dot centers, point center, line interference location, the graph line position. All right, there's the graph line center position location calculations. All right, so you always get solar line connections, but this shows you right there through calculation. So that's the making sure that's right through signal, because if it's not, I get a ping, right? If I get a ping, it's not right. So let's go through calculation line conditions. Now I can show you what they've drawn, all right? Okay, in calculation line conditions, Samantha. Okay, you understand the swirls, communications, all levels, the Fibonacci line sequence. You guys are 144, 344, 944, right? You need to have 3 of them in position locations, and the GFA have to know exactly what they're going through. That's the whole levels. It's all the test position location of calculations. All right. So we got that through modifier. Let's see. Let's go to Amber. Calculations. Nice signals. Okay, here's Amber's structure. Yeah, Amber, yours is dark. I did show it. See, that's Amber's. You can see it. So what's happening right now? My phone, okay, is recepting. Okay, so it's assessing what Amber is drawing. If it's wrong, the coloration changes. You understand? The structure has to be line signal at so many levels of its provision to its division, right? So this is all right through Amber. Okay, pretty interesting, right? This is all communication to the all levels to the phone, which is connecting to the computer system. Congratulations on that, Amber. Okay, so I'm just going through all of them. All right, so this is all levels of Janet. Okay. 3 Fibonacci sequence in the heartline center. 3 diamond line centers of position. But see how it goes up in the high center? See how it's set up? So if it's wrong, I get pinged, right? Coloration has to be in position. So way to go, Janet. And Jill's structure. All right, I like Jill's. Jill's is really cool, right? Fibonacci sequence, the opposite cycle. It's interesting how she's got the clocking system, 144, 344, 944, right? It's amazing how she's got all levels. See, the antenna line center, flux capacitor line conditions, right? So this is how everything's set up. The higher the structure, the more you understand the memory. That's what it's all about. This is Veronica's. Look how powerful that is. Look at all that sequence graphs. 4 graph circle planet line connections, flux capacitor line positions, 3 circles in high line center, all so many realms of communication and coloration patterns. Look at that. Look at the coloration patterns. Look at the circle location to its position. And it has a pyramid of travel position of time. Way to go. You see? That's right, because look at the background. It's blue. Right? If it was wrong, it'd be white. So that's the color of the triangle. HOOHA. See, everything changes all one color line connections. That's position location to calculation right there. Coordinates all levels of position of balance. Very good, Veronica. So that's amazing. And the connection all levels of high levels. It's great to see all levels of structure. You guys are coming into higher formation line position. All right. Let's see, Dawn's. Dawn's is this. All right. Space and panels, line position locations, the planet line connections. Okay. Space between the line positions locations, a 2 heart line interference, 2 point line centers, 1 in position north, 2 position location of south. Clocking system, a gateway line center from here to here position. All right. And it's right because of color. Way to go, Dawn. So, wanted to show you how powerful it is when you draw these things out. Okay. So, in calculation, I'm going to set up the 3rd structural line center. How's everybody doing here? New cross has risen. Oh my God, I see crusades and flags and holders, a new light, and the beat is in the balance on as much. All right. Ground. Drink a little water for all the viewers. Question and comments afterwards, please. Thank you. Spiral of love, rising, heart opening, walls collapsing. Oh yeah, big time. It's not just a test, it's an upgrade. All right, in calculation. All right, so I'm going to set the 3rd structure, which is 944. So remember, everything I do through current line center adds its equation, adds the structure to your timeline, right? But it puts it in the program of where? Back in the balance line system, right? So you went from that position location, okay? And then we go into high line center, into position locations, all lows, same space time. Because if you change the coloration, it disrupts the channel. Interesting, right? So that's how you start off, and that's how you add things to equation line conditions, right? It's true understanding program location to its conditions. So this is true understanding when you come in positions, all right? So we come into all levels, change color line center. Okay, V/6 equals diamond. Okay, so we start off from all positions from the beginning into the middle into a new beginning because there's no end in space and time. So it's line centers, so vector core line 6 program location of the moon equals diamond line position. Okay, higher, okay, / information info, okay, equals structure, okay, equation, okay, of vector core line center of flux capacitor. Location to its connections equals rebellion. Okay. High line position, back at center line connections of 944. There it is, set up in sequence, location to calculations, all right? How you set things up in codes, right? So think of the structures and codes in one cycle. That modifies all system location to its calculations, all right? So now you have 944 in position locations, all right? 10 minutes, have fun. That's how you set up sequence. So it's extremely important to understand, especially to drink water. Okay, let's see here. All right, so the GFA, after they finish all levels of 144, 344, and 944, please the bracket the connections that you went through structure of the rebellion, okay? When you are finished. So when you're finished, just say finished quadrant system, and then you put the bracket, okay? I see the structure on how long, but when I look at it, it also sees the vision everyone has for the structure. Is pretty cool. Yeah. Joan of Arc is passing through. Demetrius here, Bender, okay. In position locations. Knowing exactly where you guys pretty much understand your title defense locations of all levels of command, right? The command is you, right? To its operation. Operation is very high rise, and that comes into the rebellion and the GFLs. But everybody else is coming into who they are through memory, which is fantastic, right? But once you get an understanding that you're all in this together, right? There's no competition here. It's just higher levels of the mind system. And that's the secure line condition when it comes to the heart reactor. So new levels, yeah. Glad to be here, but still confused first day. That's totally fine. Totally fine to be confused, especially if you don't understand what's going on with my school. School will provide you everything that you need to understand through all levels of structure, discipline, and commitment. Okay. So you also have a connections to a corporal. He's also a recruiting officer that can help you and always inform. He's the controlling system locations when it comes into all levels of the galactic squad. He reports all levels to all positions to Airbender. We're all in sequence. We're all in order. We're all in chronological order, standing in position locations. All right. So, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. The more you go to school, the more you remember. It's that simple. All right. Okay, let's see here. Love all these structures, so powerful. Great, excellent. Going through them, actually seeing the structures and going through them are two different levels because you're seeing something plateau on a piece of paper or digital eye connections, but when you actually see it in space, you really see the hologram structure through its division. So it's very powerful when you see that. Follow your intuition, listen to your inner child, relax into your imagination. Yes, focus on you and you only. Don't worry about the rebellion. Don't worry about the GFLs. Don't worry about the GFAs or anybody else. Just concentrate on you. Try to focus through your imagination, people. That's what this is all about, right? So, stone energy flames for position and stairs coming in, right? Water lapping, brilliant lights, dolphin love, heart expansive. This I see they are not here today. So it's interesting how you set the codes, right? For all structural locations of 144, 344, 944 for the test, right? Life is a test. That's what it's all about. It's what you do next, okay, is your equation. To get out of anything through situation, it's understanding more of the mind adaptation, right? So I think it's great when you set these things up. We start in this position location, right? And we come in this position line center. I'll calculate, modify. Coming in all positions. Calculation line conditions. It's amazing when we travel through our level system. Now I'm just going through reference right now through all three structures. I'm setting up the sequence line centers for you guys to uprise you in 114 because the rebellion's in a different level than everybody else. That's the position locations, all levels of memory, right? So that's true to say when you come into that position. It's incredible when you see these things. So come into that conditions, right? And you come into high line center in calculation line conditions and interference position location. How you set things up. Okay. And all level line center and connection. So it's great to set up codes because that's what the rebellion has to understand. They understand their structure and their codes because it's one position location, one cycle, which is yin and yang, right? All right. So I'm going to set up all levels. We'll go through different line position locations. Now, when I set up another line center, this is a totally different operation line positions. This opens up all levels. Okay, it's very easy to do if you understand the program of its assessment. Okay, that's the true understanding when it comes into that conditions. All right, setting up code line centers. Okay, so the GFA. Okay, in position locations equals diamond because that's where you are. GFA equals diamond. Now the diamond line center is position locations to higher. Okay, higher information. All right. Now it's true to understand. Really put yourself in how to track the system when you go into all connections. All right. So it's GFA equals diamond in position of higher flux capacitor. Okay. It reads the signals in position locations. I get modified position line center in calculations. All right. Now, when that's set up, it correlates line positions, all levels in calculations. Now, when you guys come out of the structures, I will high rise you guys into 114. And they put you in a high line position location in calculations to a higher line center to flux capacitor location. All right. All right, that's set up for the GFA. I'm going to do one by one here. All right, it's much easier if I do it that way. All right, how are we doing here? Always structured information. I see huddled like football players on the field, huddling. They're playing during a game. Okay. New light language coming in. Rising up rainbow, spiral 2, keeping collapsing, rising higher, sending illuminated, gets plasma wash, it's brilliantly coated. Nice. Oh, great. Excellent. I like your title, Corporal GFF Thunderbird. Nice. Good code signal. Let's see here. Gladly Rainer, thank you for that as well. It is sweet of you. Okay. Merging all. Yep. Coming into that calculations there. Michael Rainer. Okay, so if anything gets confused through structure, just try to understand, put yourself more into your imagination and don't focus on what they're doing. Just focus on you because that's the whole understanding, right? Once you go to higher level system, every time you go through a test, you get more knowledge of its assessment to program setting, okay? So it's a wonderful feeling when you go to those higher levels. Okay, anyone catch the new light language? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring rain, golden. Holding communication cycles. All right. Just going to back force here, solar text, see what's going on. Clarification, stone energy, flames of position, stairs are coming in, they're overlapping, brilliant. Dolphin loves heart expansiveness. Great, so you're going through all of position of structure. Okay. So basically, look at the test as you of remembering who you are. Okay. The more you high rise out of the body, the more you high rise into the mind of capacity, of time, capacitor, line, condition. So that puts you in more program setting of structure. Difficult structures, more complicated, but more fun through acceleration because you travel faster. So you're setting up more powerful structures each time. This is about bringing your life going forward. And this is how it's all done through all levels into being into flow. Get into the flow of everything, right? But structure you need in life, right? That's the true understanding why we draw, okay? Because you are drawing you, which is all levels of travel mechanisms of space-time. All right. Okay, so now in calculations, the GFAs, the highest sign line conditions, position calculations, is going to go into all level system, into all connections of 114 chakras. You ready? All right, let's start off with that sequence. All right, so that's the code signal line center. All right, now this is a high line interference line position location calculations. This is going to put you in 114. All right, now in calculate line center. Okay, get ready for this. For all the new viewers that always on position locations, understanding more calculation of school, this is going to high rise your calculation line center, calculation the levels of your diamond core position line conditions. Higher information, higher code line center, automatically is going to put you in 114 locations of position line conditions of the brain frequency line conditions. High signal line center locations, vector born line conditions done. All right, so everybody that comes on here that's starting off in that position location is now in 114. Know exactly where you are in sequence, done through equation. Next. All right. So in calculation line connection, set up a new code line center. People that have been here longer in school is going to go into the GFLs. All right. You already got your total defenses in position location calculations, setting up a different space line center. Yeah, modification centers here. All right. Setting up black line center interference of space. All right, so this calculates a whole different level, right? Because you're coming into the GFL now. So the GFL, okay, this is the Federation of Light Council. So as we set that up through coordinate line conditions, all channels in system here. All right, so basically, automatically, you start off with the diamond, okay, but the flux capacitor comes in right away in position, all right here, starts here, equals, okay. Now, this is the calculation where it changes all line centers to GFA, okay, right, to higher point. Now, this is different panel, different animation, different computer. Coming equal computer program. Okay, computer program. The CPU line center. CPU line center is coming into all position location line conditions. Code signal line system. Code / single line system. Allocate time center. Calculation line position all level system. Now, automatically you're in position locations into the GFL. Congratulations. That's your title defense. Okay. These are the ones that have been going to school longer. Now they already know who they are positioned. They got their title defense line position, but everything is set up to coordinate locations. Now I'm going to change your brain frequency line center. It's going to high rise more of your program setting, and that is your CPU. Okay. So this is going to put you a higher channel connections. All right. Brain frequency line slash line, okay, brain line center, okay, equals, going to calculation line conditions, all positions. So I'm going to put you guys into 1100. Okay. So your 1100 equals capacity. All right. In position calculations. Congratulations. All right. So the GFLs are at 1100% line conditions of the capacity, a percentage of the brain locations. HOOHA! All right. In calculated line center, coming into the rebellion. All right, this is fun. So GFL coming into line center. Right, you're already in your 114, but in position locations, calculation line center is coming into 1100 equals equation line center to communication higher position locations of the brain frequency of a percent line system. Congratulations on that. So your capacity of brain frequency is high rise. All right, so now we come into the rebellion. So excited. All right, so the rebellion is now coming into hologram structure to the brain frequency line center. Calculation line conditions. Now, set up the diamond line center, same position location and calculations. But they're not in the white line center. They're in the purple location of the sun. So the higher line center rotation interference. Their fluctuation line position opens up more channel line conditions. So they have the ground line center and they got their operation system to their circle location to its positions and to higher levels of program setting in position location calculations. This is the symbol to the rebellion communication line connections, all right, leaders of Force Alliance. Rebellion leaders of Force Alliance. Congratulations. All right, that's set up in sequence line center. Now, calculate line interference locations going into teleportation unit. All the rebellion is set in course line position. They're in a teleportation unit now in calculation. Now, I'm going to change all their brain frequency line connections into a crop circle location in position. Now, it's going to set up in sequence line position. Now, you guys understand the rebellion line center where you are in your top of defense. If you're not sure, come to me. All right, setting up position locations, teleport line centers of all levels of the rebellion leaders of Force Alliance. Title defense line position locations, high positional calculation line conditions. All right. Now, sequence line conditions. Now, there's a lot of operation line positions. All right, equal location to its operation. Okay. All right, there's the operation line center. In position locations, high levels into a plasma bubble of communication. Right, from here to here. Right. Sequencing line condition all levels. Okay, track line center positional calculations. Now, the two communication line position locations is coming into the brain frequency pattern. Brain frequency pattern comes into a high line center of all system locations. All right, so the track line center and allocate time system, Amber and Jill is going to be in 3100. Bracket interference locations and the brain capacity line system. Congratulations. Right? Amber and Jill are now in 3100 of the brain capacity percentage line system. HOOHA! Calculation line connections. Set up a new structure line position. Modified line centers and calculation line center rotation interference. Now, the rest of the rebellion is set in the same position locations of the same space line position. All right, so the same pattern line condition coloration coming into that track center. Okay. Now, it's all about understanding how we all calculate and modify a system. It's amazing how. Because the thing is that you guys are at different frequencies. I can't put you guys all at the same level of 3100, right? Because you have to understand, whoever's here with me longer gets a provision location of all level system of high grade. But you're all in this together, right? So it calculates and modify line positions. This is the rebellion location to its connection, all right? Y line center, V vector line interference equals locations, okay, to the rebellion leaders of Force Alliance, okay? Okay, now this comes into levels of Airbender and Michael and Terry and Veronica and all position locations of Steph and all connections of Don and all level systems, Samantha, and all that correlation. Oh, in position locations come into their own teleportation unit in calculation. All right. Set the single line center and line commissary. All rotation centers. Okay. Scan position line connections. All right. So set up another crop circle location to its connections in position. All right. They're also in the operation system. It's interesting how it's set up the same platform, but a different division. But it is the rebellion of leaders of Force Alliance. Okay, so in calculation line connections, high rise, high line center, brain frequency location, brain/frequency. Okay, the capacity line position locations. Now, in position line centers, I'll calculate alignment rotations. Now, in position locations, the alliance and its system line position opens up all track line conditions. So Airbender is going to be in high line center of 2500. Okay. Everybody else in line connections is all level systems plus positions. Okay. Minus calculation of box center line connections, diamond core resistance, inner line position locations into 2200 in high position locations. Now, this is John, anybody else in line connections. You're still all levels of the rebellion, leaders of the Force Alliance. You're just in that position location calculation line connections. All right. Modified line centers of Michael communication. He's in 2100 in that position line connections of the brain capacity of percentage system. Everybody else in high line conditions is all levels. We go from all position locations of 1600. 1600 in the brain frequency of percentage line system. Calculate line center 1600 locations. All right. Calculation graph line center. Position to all position line system. Congratulations. All done through equation. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. HOOHA! Woo! That was fun. All right, so you all understand why it's so important to go to school. All right, so the plateaus, line connection, interference locations, all levels. When it comes to all position, how everything is set up, it's amazing how you set up equation locations. So all levels of coordinates, line division, calculation, modifications, formulas, structures. It's all positioned for you to understand calculation. All right. So it's high rise line position, all levels. All right. Coming into the GFA. Congratulations. Into 114 in calculation line center. And everything through calculation line positions comes into all levels. Congratulations to higher levels of your computers of PCU in high position locations into 1100 of the brain frequency location of communication. Right. That's in position locations of the GFLs. All right. So it's interesting how you set these up to all the system. Then you come into this position locations, all right, into 3100. Okay, how it's set up to the rebellion leaders, okay, a Force Alliance and calculation line conditions and all levels of, again, the rebellion leaders of Force Alliance into 2500 and down position locations, right? How you set things up through equation, all through teleportation, all right? Congratulations, everybody. So how do you guys all feel now? Pretty amazing, eh? So in position line centers, the rebellion that's in high line center, they're coming into all levels of the computer operation line positions. Okay, this is the last thing that I have to do. Okay, hologram structure line center, rebellion interference location. Set up the 7 chakra line centers, the brain frequency line position. Set up through sequence line connections, all levels of the rebellion line center, all templates in position location and calculation. This in position locations, all line connections of this. Congratulations, you now have the hologram structure locations of 7 plateau division line centers of chakras into your brain frequency line center. All right. So You guys are finally coming into your computer position line conditions. And there you go. That's how it's done. So, graduation day. It's amazing how you put this all together, you know? It's incredible force, but it's all done through codes. But just remember the structure and the codes is all of one, okay? Don't forget that, right? And again, thank you very much for coming to my school. I hope to see more people come in when we understand more through calculation why it's so important to get into the heart system of all levels of attraction, location to its connections. All right. So enjoy your time because it is the weekend, right? So what a better way to be upgraded than all position locations. Enjoy your weekend and have a great day. I'll see you guys on live on TikTok. Adios.